Hey everyone, this is Dr. Robinson. This video will outline the course syllabus and assignments that are required for CNS 5000 Professional and Ethical Issues in Counseling. I'm just going to jump right into this. So as you can see at the top, this is all of the important information, the course number, my contact information, the time that we meet. You can see Mondays from 5:30 to 8:30. That's hybrid, meaning half of our classes will be in person and approximately half of our classes will be online. You can see the location, which is at Cape Fear Community College. That's North Campus in NA, which is McKeithen Building, room 230. There's my office hours. And then of course there's my contact info, my email and my phone number. I'm not in my office at Pembroke that often. So the best way to get in touch with me is my cell phone and my email address. Or excuse me, my cell phone or by emailing me. And here's my cell phone number and my email address. You can read all of this stuff on your own, but essentially here is the course description. The prerequisite is that you've been accepted to the clinical mental health counseling program. This is the textbook and the articles and web resources that I know right now that we will need. I may add additional articles or resources online in Canvas. You are responsible for everything that I place in Canvas. So if I place something in Canvas that isn't listed in one of these on the syllabus under selected articles or web resources, you are still responsible for it. Sometimes, articles come across and I think it's relevant, and so I'll post it. But predominantly, these are definitely the things that we're going to be using. You need Rimley and Herlihy's Ethical, Legal, and Professional Issues in Counseling. This is a great book. I'm a little bit biased. Dr. Rimley was my dissertation chair and a great mentor of mine, and Dr. Herlihy and I have spoken professionally on many occasions, and so I really, really, really like this textbook, and I like the folks that have written it. You absolutely need the APA publication manual. So the second one on the list. You will need this throughout your entire schooling here at UNCP, and you will need this once you get out in the field and you start writing in any way, shape, or form professionally. This is the manual that we go by. We write in APA format. So you need this, and you need this starting now. Here's some other resources: ACA Code of Ethics, AMCA Code of Ethics, ASCA Code of Ethics. We'll get into the difference between ACA, AMCA, and ASCA, but you will need to reference all of those things. Objectives and learning outcomes. This is aligned with CACREP standards. This aligns with the CACREP standards that we cover in this course. I'm not going to read all these things, but you can see here how we cover all of the 2016 standards. I'm not going to read all this. And as a matter of fact, I'm just going to jump down to the structure and student instructor communication and availability. I will communicate everything via Canvas, email, and or in person. If there's a change to the syllabus, I will give that to you in writing, and I will post it on Canvas. Plus, I will probably mention it in class if I have an opportunity to do so. I don't anticipate that being the case, but last year during fall, we had a big old hurricane, so you never know. But again, you are responsible for everything that is posted in email, everything that I say in person, and everything that is posted on Canvas. So it is your responsibility and an obligation of you being a clinical mental health, a counseling student to, sorry, I forget, we have both school counseling and clinical mental health counseling. So you're responsible for everything that's communicated in any of these formats. Let's kind of keep going. Class attendance. You cannot miss more than one class without receiving a lower grade. So don't miss classes. Confidentiality. Anything that is shared in this course stays in this course. Start treating the information that we discuss in class as you would the information that your clients get you. This is just good practice to have. From time to time, I'm going to bring in examples from my clinical work, and you or your classmates may bring in examples that you have had experience with that may relate to a specific topic that we're talking about. And I expect that everyone be professional and treat that information confidentially. Again, treat this information as you would the information that your client gives you. Plagiarism, we have plagiarism software that we will use for your papers and your assignments. So this should go without saying. You need to post your own work, and if you don't, we will find out. Here's your grading scale. Let's get down to the most important part here. Your grading scale is you're going to get a total of 200 points, and here's the breakdown. 180 to 200 is an A, so on and so forth. You can read that. Let's jump to, well, we have to go over, yeah, okay, so submission, we're getting to the course assignments right now. Submission and late assignments. All of your work is expected to be submitted on time. You will have modules due every week that we meet online. Modules are not accepted late. They are not accepted after the due date. You have an entire week to work on these modules, and that is in lieu of class time. So I don't make exceptions for this unless it's some sort of, I guess I just contradicted myself. The only exception to a module being submitted late would be if there was some sort of really large emergency and you and I had a discussion about it prior to, or of course, if you can't talk to me about it prior because it's an emergency, then certainly discuss it after. But generally speaking, modules are not accepted after the due date. So if you receive less than a favorable grade in this course and you look back and you have not completed 1, 2, 3 modules, you will not have an opportunity to redo them. I do not accept them late. The other assignments that we have in this course, if you submit them late, you will receive 5 points off for each day that it's late up to 1 week. No work will be accepted later than a week after its original due date. Here's the requirements for uploading your assignments. Again, you need to follow APA format. You need to use Microsoft Word. Don't upload in a PDF, and use sort of just standard 12-point Times New Roman font. Let's jump to course requirements. 15 points of that 200 are engaged participation and professionalism. That means, are you showing up on time? Are you showing up? Are you showing up on time? And are you acting professional? Are you practicing boundaries around disclosure? We'll talk a lot about disclosure and appropriate self-disclosure and whatnot, but are you respectful and mindful of the other students in the class, even if you may or may not agree with the content or the topic or the place that they stand on a topic? Being that this is an ethics course, that may happen from time to time, and I expect that while we may have debates, I expect that you engage professionally. No sitting on your cell phone, no, if you're on your laptop and you're not taking notes, and we can tell if you're taking notes versus shopping for shoes, that would be inappropriate. Cell phones, only use your cell phones during class if it is an emergency. Okay. Your modules, like I said, there were 35 points each, and in the course calendar, you'll see the due dates. Those modules can be anything from a discussion board, a quiz, or just some sort of reflection. I will post them on Sunday. Sometimes I forget to publish it and it doesn't get open until Monday, but even still, you've got plenty of time to get them done by Saturday at 11:59 of that week. Midterm exam, you're going to have a midterm exam that's worth 30 points. You're going to complete this independently, and it will be done online. You may use your textbook for this exam. Reflections, you're going to have a total of 4 reflections that are worth 10 points each throughout the semester. As you can see here, they are a minimum of 1 page each, 1 full page, and should not exceed 2 pages. So 1 page to 1.5 pages is perfect. APA style is required. I want you to get used to writing in APA style. You will have points deducted for not following APA style. Double space, include a cover page. So now that's 3 pages, you see. So your cover page is not included in your 2 pages. Page numbers and in 12-point Times New Roman font. I will give you prompts for what each reflection is going to be on, but these should be thoughtful and meaningful. Basically, it's how do you feel about something that we did? What are your thoughts? What are your concerns, etc.? Your ethics paper, your signature assignment. We're going to go in detail. We're going to go into more detail about this when we actually do meet, but this is your big major assignment for the course. And so what you're going to do is you're going to explore an ethical dilemma. And so what you're going to do is you're going to create your own ethical dilemma. You're going to figure out on your own a scenario, a case study, a case vignette that includes an ethical decision in it. You're going to follow an ethical decision-making model. Again, we'll go over this in more detail when we meet. You're going to consult with 3 professionals, 3 colleagues. This can include LPCs, LMFTs, LPCAs. You see the list goes on, and an internship student. Only one of your consultations can be with a practicum or internship student. And actually, I need to take that out. No practicum students, only internship students. And you're going to follow documentation of how to consult. And again, we'll go over all of this. You need to include 4 possible solutions. 2 of those need to be ethical, 2 need to be unethical, and all possible pros and cons of each solution. You need a minimum of 5 references. Your textbook should be used as a reference, but is not included in the 5. That means you need 6 references. Does that make sense? Here's your rubric for it. I promise you this sounds very overwhelming right now. I'm sure it sounds very overwhelming right now, but we will go over it. You look at this very last thing here. You absolutely must submit your completed paper through tutor.com, through Canvas, and you must implement the suggested edits. And I have to have documentation of you submitting it through tutor.com. I will go over this with you. I promise. I promise. You can see here how long the papers have been in previous classes. So understand that and don't wait till the last minute to start working on your paper. And then you have a final exam worth 30 points. Again, this is an online exam that you will do on your own through Canvas. Here's the points breakdown. Let's jump into your course schedule. As you can see here, we will not meet the very first Monday of classes because you all will be meeting with Dr. Unger for theories. So on 8/19/19, you have an online assignment, and you can see that your very first reflection is due on 8/24. This is very important. Class number 2 on 8/26/19. This is an in-person class. However, we will not begin that class at 5:30. We will begin that class at 6:30. We will have plenty of time to do what we need to do. This class will not start until 6:30. Do not show up at 5:30. Well, you can, but we're not going to start class until 6:30. We'll have plenty of time to discuss or make up for that 1 hour and all of our other discussions, but this class will begin at 6:30. As we go on, you can see the different dates that your reflections are due. You see all the due dates for your modules. Some weeks have 2 modules. Don't neglect that. You can see your midterm. And then going down, you can see your signature assignment is due on 11:30 by 11:59 p.m. And then you see the date for your final exam. We will not meet the week of final exam. You will be responsible for taking the quiz on your own. And so this is the syllabus. I'm excited to jump into this course with you guys. Ethics is a very interesting topic for me. I could talk ethics and being unethical and trying to be ethical in counseling profession all day long. And this is going to be fun and interesting. And I hope that it's a pretty cool introduction to the counseling profession, counseling degree, and certainly, of course, the counseling program. That's it in a nutshell. I promise we will go over these assignments again when we meet in person, and you will have plenty of opportunity to ask me questions along the way. But for now, this should serve as just sort of an overview of the syllabus and an overview of the assignments.